Hi everyone and welcome back. Angie Hayes here of Angie Hayes Therapy, live in Western Superman. This is the fourth video in my mini-series, which is all about resilience and answers that question around why is it that some people have exactly the same experiences but still struggle with their mental health when other people don't. And I've covered some of the steps that are around awareness and acceptance. But in this fourth video, I want to talk about you and looking after you and how you look after you appropriately, because when we fall into one of these situations, we're very good at self-deprecating talk, aren't we? We're very good at talking ourselves down and thinking ourselves stupid and thinking ourselves naive for getting into a situation or whatever that looks like, but somehow we have played a big part in it, or it's not fair or whatever. But the important thing, as I talked about in one of my earlier videos on awareness, is that you have a choice. Yeah, you always have that choice to reframe your thinking and just put a different perspective on it. And so many people look at self-care as being a very selfish thing. But actually, when you're going through a really tough time, this is when self-care becomes vitally, vitally important. And this is what resilient people recognize, is though despite what's going on, you still need to make time for you. So what does making time for you actually look like? What does that mean? Well, doing things you love. It's quite easy to just give up and not do anything that you love and not stick to them, but being quite resolute to still go and try and enjoy the things you always enjoyed, whether that's going to the gym, going for a run, going walking, chatting to friends on the phone, having a bath. It doesn't have to be massive, but it does have to be something that you love doing, because when you do things you love, guess what? It distracts him. Okay, so this is why it's so vitally important for mental health and why resilient people practice this. And it also doing things that give you a sense of accomplishment. Our brains love accomplishment. So go on that course you've always wanted to go on, or go and, it's so interesting, isn't it, how so many people I know that have relationship breakups, for example, they end up getting into things like triathlon or marathon running when they've never ever considered it before. This is what happened to Andy, my husband, when his first marriage broke up. He immersed himself in triathlon. When he first heard of Ironman, he thought, well, that's insane. But he went and did one and immersed himself in that for a while. And it distracted him from all of the crap that was going on around the divorce and the feelings of lack of self-worth and all those other horrible things that come into play when we have these bad moments. Yeah. So take good care of yourself, eat well, make sure you try and sleep. And I know it might be difficult in the beginning, but do everything you can to support yourself to sleep, eat, and get a little bit of exercise. You don't have to be majorly fit. Just go out and have a little walk, get out in the fresh air, get out in nature, go down to the beach, go to the park, go to the woods, whatever that looks like for you. Just get out in nature. And that, just in that moment, if it's only for half an hour, it will take your mind off of all the things that are bothering you, and it will help you to feel better. And when you start to help yourself to feel better, your mind will start cooperating with you. It will get into the habit of cooperating with you rather than fighting you all the time. But it's like with anything, as I said earlier, recognize that you have a choice. Look forward. You can't change what's happened. So look forward and decide what's best for you now at this current time. Then make a plan and start making changes. And when I talk to clients about making changes, I'm not talking about the plan may involve something quite daring for you or something quite in the future that you can't achieve right now. But what's the first small step? All you have to do is change one thing. Because remember, we talked about how the brain hates change. Well, if you start just changing one small thing, and it starts getting used to the fact that things are going to change, and you are going to adopt a different approach, it will take it on board with you. And the best way I can describe this is, if you've ever learned to play a musical instrument or ever learned to drive or anything like that, when you first started, it was hard, wasn't it? And it was horrible. And I used to come out of my driving lessons with a really red face, and all the concentration and effort. It's hard. It's really exhausting. But now I don't think about driving. My chimp, my little mate, has taken it on board as a everyday occurrence. It's just committed to memory as a habit. And I formed a new habit. And I can drive without having to focus on every little thing I'm doing. I look in the mirror automatically. I use the clutch automatically. I know how to change gear. I can do hill starts and everything without even thinking about it, because I've got into the habit. And this is about forming better habits for yourself. One more final thing I'm going to say on this subject, and it's something I cover with clients a lot. I want you to just ask yourself one thing in whatever situation you may find yourself in. What if you loved yourself? What if you just loved and accepted yourself as you are, and you totally loved yourself? Don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have achieved amazing things. You just love who you are, because actually you recognize in yourself that you are that person who is kind and considerate, has done other things for other people. You've gotten through other bad things in life yourself. You can help other people. You're willing to help other people. All of these lovely facets of your character, how strong you are, how great you are at your job, how great you are at certain subjects, all of your strengths and skills and resources and characteristics that make up you, warts and all. What if you just loved all of that about yourself and brought that self-love into this situation? I wonder what difference that would make if you loved yourself. I bet it would make a huge difference. So I'm just going to leave you pondering on that one, my darlings. Love yourselves, because you're worth it. You're worth it to me, and you're worth it, most importantly, to you and those that love and care about you. So in my final video, I'm going to talk about finding our tribe and having the right support network around us, and some interesting little insights around that. So take care, my darlings. Go out there and start making positive, self-loving choices. Sending you lots of love. Until next time, bye for now.